I was one of the people that said before we went to Mafia Island, I said it takes a lot to make me cry. And I think it was our second day there or something. And I just completely broke down when they started singing the song, because initially we had no idea what they were singing. We just thought that it was a children's nursery rhyme. But when we asked the teacher what is it that they're actually saying, the song was about how they had lost their family to malaria, how they had lost their brothers, their sisters, their moms to malaria, and about how they were so grateful that we had come with their saviour, basically.
From the outside looking in, it seems like Mission Possible is there to help the people in Africa. But once you go on it, you know that really and truly, and Islamic Help are really clever the way they did this, rather than a way to help other people. But what it really is, it's a spiritual journey for the volunteer themselves. Rather than helping the people, which you do a lot of, you're helping yourself on every single step you take.
I was part of the original team to go with friends and actually go with it, to actually start off the project. Be part of the original team to actually get it going was a great achievement in itself.
I've been doing a lot of charity work, sort of involvement with different sort of projects, events, to raise money, but in essence I've never actually seen the end product, or actually been into the field to see actually the real aspects of poverty.
When I went into it, I hadn't really thought about it, and it was just, I signed up on a whim, and I didn't have any expectations really. And the one common thing that everyone says when they come back is that the people over there, they give you a lot more than you can give them. Before
I went, I was having a rough patch in my life where I could have gone either way. I could have gone straight all the way towards the bad side of life, or I could have balanced down and been good, and I just didn't know what I was going to do with my life. Then Islamic Help came up. We got invited to Mission Possible, and I just grabbed it with both hands.
We started off from completely from scratch, bucket collecting, holding events, raising as much money as possible, and then we translated that into the mosquito nets, into the cows and the chickens and the fishing nets, and the education supplies, and of course the water system.
Working with the orphans and their children at the schools, and the interaction we had with them. They've never experienced teachers from outside the country, or they've never experienced little things like receiving gifts.
My team, we were the malaria prevention team, so we just distributed mosquito nets, and it sounds like something so small, but the effect that it had on them was amazing. It was life-saving, and that's what it was about. It was about saving lives.
You go there knowing that we're going to see poverty, but until you speak to the people, until they're sitting directly opposite you and you're looking into their eyes, hearing their story, it doesn't hit you.
There's so many stories when we walked over to people and they were like, what would you want from us? Like, we'd ask them and they'd say, there's only one thing we want from you, just take malaria away from us, or there's only one thing we want from you, just look after my child.
You go through life and you'd never expect to see some of the things that you see there, and so you're never aware of the impact that it would have on you. But once you're there and you're seeing people that have nothing, but they're still so happy, still getting on with their lives.
The people over there were a lot richer and a lot more content in a lot of ways than we are over here, despite everything that we have. And I think all of us that went on the trip learned a lot from the people and their spirit.
One of the most powerful realities that was left with us was just this sense of duty, and 8-9 months down the line, we still have that, and it hasn't faded or diminished in any way.
To actually see now being part of and actually working towards the phases, to actually learn what actually is happening, what Islamic Help is actually doing on the ground, has actually been remarkable.
If you're thinking of getting involved into this Mission Possible, I think it's going to be the best decision of your life.
You develop your own character, you gain great experiences, and you can come back as a changed person.
It's been the greatest experience of my life, and I can only just say thank you. I can't give to them the experience they've given to me.
If you want to go on a spiritual journey and you want to find yourself and you want to know what life is really about, then Mission Possible is for you. There's not a day that's gone by where I've sat down and regretted going, and I think that if I didn't go, I'd be sitting down every day regretting why didn't I go.
The trip itself, it sounds so cliche, and I've said it before, but it is life-changing, and it's worth it a million times over.
If they believe that they want to make a difference in the lives of other people. If they believe that they want to make a difference in their own lives, then there's no question about it, they should just go.